which we're going to move on. One is art. The artist, an artist, actually gave colour and association and image to my maps. Because when I was kid, I told you before, I could not draw. And I met an artist and I explained that I could not draw and I was supposed to be highly intelligent. And this artist said, "You're not that intelligent, are you? You say you can't draw, and you can." And it was a lady artist by the name of Lorraine Gill who taught me that I could. And that transformed my maps. And I will introduce you to that story after lunch as well. Another thing for you to note is the magazine Synapsia. Please look, Synapsia, S-Y-N-A-P-S-I-A. S1 like synapse is in the brain. Synapsia.net. 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 I said there'd be a number of little gifts on one little for you. Yesterday and today, this every 3 months quarterly magazine, Synapsia.net, is published. It's the Brain Journal, and it's to do with memory, creativity, art, music, thinking, championships in memory, world championships in mind mapping, world championships in speed reading. How many of you read slowly-ish? I mean, would like to learn to read faster. Yeah, and so did I. And I'll tell you some little bits about that as well. So that magazine, Synapsia.net, is on the net today. And the online editor is Prince, and a real Prince. Prince Marek Kaspersky, who fell in love with my maps. And he was a top professor in Australia, having travelled obviously, and fell in love with my maps. And so he is the online editor of the Brain Journal. So I want you to check it out, have a scan, decide whether you want to enter the championships. Because if you decide to enter the championships, your brain will change. If you come last, is that okay? Yeah? You enter, and you become, let's say there are 10,000 competitors in the pool, and the finalists go down to 200, whatever, and you become 10,000s. How will you feel when you are the bottom in speed reading or memory, or mind mapping? Pretty good. Because how many people are there on the planet? 7 billion. And you're in the top 10,000 of a billion brains. Top 0.00001%. So consider it, and read it. So that is also going to be there for you. One of the other gifts that we have here for you is that there are 3 people in this room who are champion level. And there are 3 of them who are the top teachers around the world, and they are in the top 10,000, the top 1,000, but they are in fact in the top 20. So you've got 3 of them in the top 20 of teachers of how to learn, how to think, how to mind map. And they're here. And they came here because they wanted to help you. They wanted to be with me, the top teachers, and they are normally paid considerable sums for their consultancy. They earn good wealth, and they work in schools and in businesses and with the top people and travel around the world. And they're here for you. So I will give you these people. And you know we're fundamentally here on foot named because this is now not a classroom. This is like a living room, isn't it? You know, we're here, hanging around, meeting, talking, thinking. So, ladies first, Jazz. And Jazz, you're going to let me know.
Thank you, Tony. So, I'm the first Indian to be licensed by Tony Buzan to teach others mind maps. I've been doing this for over 15 years. And I'm also the first Indian to be an advanced instructor to teach others speed reading and memory. And since I saw so many hands go up saying that you would like to speed read, so I just want to share that I'm also the world speed reading champion. So I work with children, I work with teachers, faculties, and of course corporates. So as Joey said, I'm going to be one of the viewers. So those of you who would want to read fast, yeah, you know whom to get in touch with. And also, what I want to tell you is one very important thing, that there is a champion in each one of you. And the only reason you have not discovered that champion is because you don't know how. That's all. That's all. You just need to be shown the pathway, which I was shown by him. And you just need to know the path. And each one of you is a champion in their own right.
So you've now got a speed reading champion who's going to have lunch with you.
Yeah.
There is a gentleman at the back, Dharmendra, who is one of the top 20, and he will
Very briefly, I've been doing mind mapping training for the last 10 years. I've been trained by Tony 10 years ago. I've done 357 mind map seminars. It's probably a world record. I say probably because I'm awaiting Tony to say it is a world record.
It is certainly an Indian record. It is certainly an Indian record, and it is in the top 10 of 1971 of all the teachers, certified teachers and instructors around the world. Top 10 in the world.
And I recently did sessions for Pricewaterhouse, Google, and lots of Fortune 500 companies. Thank you.
And where is that? Once upon a time, I came to India, and I was told that somebody had said to kids, you've got to use good concepts, you have key ideas, you've got to use colour. And I said, well, that sounds like somebody, I must have taught. I was then told, but by the way, that individual wrote a book. So I thought, was that me? Was that Tony? And he said, no, somebody else. So I thought, it must be one of my students. I was then given the book that this man wrote. And it wasn't me, and it wasn't somebody I taught. And in the book, it said kids, be a warrior. Beat the exams. Be an exam warrior. Learn how to learn. Use color everywhere. Use key concept. Oh, and by the way, spread it around to all your friends, kids. Oh, and by the way, mind map. So I said, who is that? And it was Dharmendra who discovered that and that book. And I have that book right here. Who do you think is the author who wrote the book saying to all the kids in India, mind map? Any guesses? Exam warriors. Modi. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with him in politics or not. Education, if he's saying mind map, pretty good idea. And in the middle of the book, published by Penguin in India, a proto-mind map. And it says, mind map, share it. Whatever you do, share it with your buddies, your study buddies, and mind map it. And I am already now working with the publishers, chatted with Modi, and so I am doing a mind map this week, which will be in the second edition of this, showing a good mind map. So I am recommending go buy this book and hand it to kids when it's got a good mind map in it, which we'll have in the next issue. And it was Dharmendra who spread that. So thank you.
Thank you,
for
Tom.
this. And the third gift is Manish.
Hi, this is Manish. And,
This is Manish. This is not an hallucination.
Just and I together, we run the only center of Tony's organization in the country, the Buzan, and we were very honored when we had Tony cutting our second anniversary cake at the JW Marriott on his maiden visit to India in 2009. So we've been with Tony and his teams for almost 14, 15 years now. So we like start at the topmost and then come down to middle levels. Because what we help these senior executives do is, just like what you were saying in the morning, save time. So we train people on speed reading, memory, creativity, and of course the core being mind maps.
Doctor.
Yeah. One of the things I'd like to urge you on is, whatever you've learned today, take it home. Teach your kids. This is what we did. We have two daughters. Our older one is studying at the University of California, Irvine. And one day, I get a WhatsApp text, Dad, we have a professor here who's talking about mind maps. Right? And within a minute and a half, or maybe 2 minutes, next text I get is, I know a lot more than he does. That's how kids play out. It will really get ingrained in them because they're all geniuses. And then, I mean, like Tony said, kids are born as genius, and then you put them into the education system. They will pick up a lot more from what you do. That. Thank you very much, Tony, for having ingrained the system into us so well. We live it. Thank you.
And you will see an example. while we have been communicating, Manish, get there. While you were responding, while we were talking, while what I was saying, this is a record of our day together. And this is going to be continued in the afternoon as well. And if you want to get a copy of it, we will email it to you. We'll have a copy, the document of your graduation in the understanding of the power of your mind. Bravo. All right, team, so it is now 1:53. And therefore we will have lunch. Now your lunch, how long do you normally like to have as lunch? 35 minutes, 40? The schedule said it's going to be an hour, but I don't think you need an hour. 45. And I highly recommend that when you're going to have lunch, not on the mobile. And I want you to have a light lunch. Because you are going to go into the graveyard this afternoon. For all speaking after lunch. What do most people in the seminar do in the afternoon? What do they do? Goes off. It goes off. Why?
Daydream.
It's much more physiological. When you stuff your face with sugar and carbohydrates and fat and salt and meat, what has your system got to do?
Take a break.
Handle it. Got to handle it. And the sugar has given it boosts. And as soon as you got the boosts, it then plummets down. All your carbohydrates, your dairy, all your fat, boom. You got to deal with it. And your system needs to distribute your energy, the power. So where does all the blood need to go when your gut is stuffed? The blood has to go there. It's got to go there. So what about your brain? Not much oxygen, not much energy. And you can watch it. People come in after their lunch, yeah, sit down. Or so I highly recommend have a light lunch. You can have a big dinner, whatever you like to do, but come back and go make it. We'll make it in 30 minutes. Is 30 minutes satisfactory here? Okay, done. Because it is, rather than finish at 5:30. Because I am committed in here for a certain number of hours, and I will give you TGIF 5:30 rather than 6. So you can relax. You don't have to get it all. So now, why don't we say we will reconvene in half an hour?